Nice of you to join us.
Oh my gosh. I literally just sat down after being in a parking garage.
Wait, okay. So we both tell people where we both just were, but we didn't know the other one was there.
So Aaron and I were both at Win. Am I saying that correctly?
Mhm.
To hear Caitlin Clark speak, and I was invited by Samantha Hammond-Tree and her family, and they invited Julie, my wife, and so we go down there, and I said I'm going to go park at Constantino's. And we'll just walk over, and my wife goes, "No, the directions said park in the events garage." And I said, "Are you sure?" And she says, "No, I wanted to do that. I don't want to walk that far." I go, "Okay, you're in charge." So she did, thinking it'd be like, "Oh, hey, this is why you don't park here." Yeah. And so either way, well, I showed Julie Aaron's text message and you parked at Constantino's.
Yeah, because I know that garage is a nightmare to get out of for events. But I've done it a lot. Hey, listen, I need to correct you again, not just that one time. You went to the Win event for the Women's Sports Awards, and Caitlin Clark happened to be the speaker. Let's make sure we say it that way, because there was a lot of amazing women honored there today, including one of the women that helped start Title IX, which is why Caitlin Clark is allowed to have this incredible success.
Thank you, Aaron, for saving the day.
I want to tell you the saddest part of that whole thing today, though. So I did not. I've nominated a couple people that have won those awards before, and that is one of my favorite organizations. They are not the most media savvy when selling their tables. So, a lot of organizations at the beginning of the year will be like, buy a table. You kind of have to chase those tables down sometimes. And so this year I just didn't have that capacity. And so when I realized the awards were coming up, and then I also saw that Caitlin Clark was speaking, I was like, I want to go. I bet they're just going to sell single tickets this year. So I decided to take my kids this year. And I'm going to tell you the saddest part of the day for me, right? So if you weren't there, they had every girls from Missouri and Kansas high school state champion there. It was amazing. So everything from the girls that won their weight division in wrestling, to soccer, to gymnastics, to cheerleading, all of that, right? Amazing. Hundreds of high school girls there watching their friends. I am 99.9% sure I'm the only person that brought a high school boy.
Oh, yeah. I don't really remember seeing those high school boys.
There weren't any high school boys there. In fact, my son even pointed that out. He goes, "You think I'm the only high school boy?" I said, "Absolutely, I do." Which kind of made me sad, right? Like, where were the boys to support the girls? And I think that's something that maybe in the future, other high school boy parents could help with.
Yeah, no, I thought it was an amazing event. So I thought it was good. I was more focused on being in a parking garage for 90 minutes.
Well, next time park at Constantino's. I was
no reception, no nothing. But
I was still at home when you were texting me from there. I was already at home.
If I would have had Bestway International give me the map to get out of there and taken the advice from Evardy on how to have a plan and build a foundation, I would have been fine.
All right. I want to chat on these comments. Let us know if you're watching from Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Also, I want to jump in here real quick. If anyone else is looking for a sponsor, I am sitting on the other Women's Employment Network's marketing committee for their luncheon this year. Also a great luncheon. This is the final deadline for sponsorship. So let me know. All right. We got some cool sponsors on that one. All right. Ben Fitzpatrick said, "Hi, Brandon." I don't know who he's starting.
Brandon's car. He's probably in the chat room.
Brandon, where are you? Somebody's here to see you. All right. Fred said, "Look who got new intro music." Fred, that's not the intro music I hate, though. We still have the terrible intro music I absolutely hate. So we'll pull that up in a second. And Paul said he is watching Face Down in a Gutter on Bourbon Street, but it's way too early for that.
I think he's a comedic writer. He is a comedic writer.
This time next week will be 3-peat champions.
Hey.
I already got to get this jacket. I had this cut. You want to hear a fun story about this jacket? Then we'll get the show started. So last year when I went to Vegas, the woman whose clothes are in the NFL Hall of Fame, she made, last time we played the Eagles, she made all of Donna Kelsey's half split clothes, Chiefs, Eagles. She made me this jacket and delivered it in person. I still need last year's Super Bowl because I wore this for last year's Super Bowl. I still need that put on here. And then now I need to find a spot for another one as well. But isn't this a cute jacket she custom made me?
It's beautiful.
Thank you. All right, here's Libby. Hi, Libby.
She's our boss. It's Bestway International.
She is our boss. All right, are you ready to get started? I just let
Yes,
you
Aaron.
collect yourself. All right, here we go. We've got two really great guests today. You know, it's always fun when you have guests that says Scott or Aaron knows my parent. That always makes me feel young.
Good.
So, all right, our first guest today, Chloe and Ryan. Hi guys, welcome to Drinks with Leaders. We're so excited you're here. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna jump right into it. So, Chloe, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Yes, so I'm Chloe Cox. My dad knows Scott. That's me who said that, not to age either of you guys. But I'm born and raised in Kansas City. I went to St. Thomas Aquinas High School and just graduated from the University of Kansas in 2023. So yeah, like I said, my whole family's here. I really can't imagine starting and growing my career anywhere else but here. I work at Hub International. We're a global insurance brokerage. We provide services including risk management, employee benefits, commercial and personal insurance. I've been at Hub for just over a year now. My official title is Strategic Resource Administrator. So the role of an SRA at Hub is to support our producers, whether that be through like planning and executing events to generate new business or preparing materials for our clients and our prospects. So really anything that our producers or our leadership team needs, I'm there to help. And I'm also kind of privileged to be in this unique position at Hub where I'm also being mentored to be an employee benefits producer. So I'm 1/3 SRA, 1/3 junior producer, and 1/3 service teammate. So I get to shadow our producers and I also get to shadow our service team. And I really do feel like it's been the best way to learn so far. But what's kind of interesting is some of our town meetings and the next day I can be sitting in a meeting with like one of my own clients and my own service team. But yeah, like I said, great way to learn and great way to grow within a company.
So tell everyone about your first job out of school. Chloe,
Okay.
tell me about your first job out of school.
My first job out of school. So I got introduced to someone who approached me and said, I know of a great company. It's a bunch of young guys making a lot of money. Would you be interested in taking on a leadership role at this company? and at the time, they had no women in the office. So I came in and I said,
All right. It's Chloe, you keep pausing on us.
I'm sorry. Basically, give you a little bit of a story of she was
okay. Can you guys hear me this whole time?
Part of it. But look, you're still getting lots of cool stuff. St. Thomas Aquinas to KU. And today there were so many state championships from St. Thomas Aquinas. So I was really impressed with that. Awesome. Well, we are excited you're here. All right, Ryan, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys having me on. My name is Ryan Baines. I'm a commercial lender at Coachco Bank. As a commercial lender, I help businesses with their financing needs, such as lines of credit, equipment financing, and investment real estate. I work with a lot of different industries, such as manufacturers, distributors, general contractors, and just family-owned businesses. I also found a niche in M&A, so I work with some private equity companies and independent sponsors who look to purchase businesses. How I got here, I'm born and raised in Kansas City, Kansas. I grew up in the Piper School District, so I'm a Wyandotte County guy. After high school, I went and played football and baseball for a year at a JUCO. Quickly realized I'm 5'9", and my shot at the majors had absolutely no chance. So I decided to go to KU, Rock Chalk, where I got a finance degree. That led me to my banking career. I started out at UMB, was there for about 4 years. Eventually, found my way over to Country Club, where I'm at today. Currently, I have an awesome girlfriend. Her name is Caitlin. We live together in Overland Park. We raised 2 dogs. Their names are Bandit and Teddy. So.
It's awesome. And Ryan, how have you gone about growing your network at such a young age to meet a lot of different people for the audience, just so they get to know you?
Yeah, I try to work hard and go do as much social things as I can, whether that's through associations, chambers, or just meeting guys like Aaron and Scott, and can just branch out my network that way, and ask people for referrals, and just try and be awesome, and have people trust you, get to know you, and just develop long-term relationships that way.
My favorite is that you said you like meeting guys like me. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Guys and girls.
When people are nervous on a podcast, Aaron,
I'm playing with them. Ryan and I are friends.
Well, it's because you make Ryan nervous because you're so intimidating, because you're so well known. Ryan, speaking of that, how do you prepare yourself to walk into a room where you don't know anyone? Like what is that like, or did that come natural to you?
Well, I try not to do that, and really just I don't know, do my research, my homework before, whether that's looking at the invitation list, or finding someone in the room that I hopefully know. Then I was like, hey, can I see this person? I think they own XYZ company. Would you mind making an introduction? Going about networking that way, as far as if I don't know anyone in the room. So.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm sorry if I make you so nervous. Thank you for being All right, Scott, your turn.
All right, Chloe, what is the most pivotal point in your career thus far? Chloe, what do you feel is the most?
So I'm going to go back to what you wanted to talk about earlier, which is my first job. So I started out in health insurance making. Am I frozen still?
You're doing okay. Okay, you started off with a lot of guys cold calling.
She freezes so pretty. Like, I'm very jealous of it, Chloe.
Maybe Chloe can restart her computer, and then we'll ask Ryan this question. All right, no, there we go. Okay, most pivotal point in your career.
Do you want me to?
Yes.
Guys, I keep talking and then I don't think you can actually hear me. Can you hear me right now?
Why don't you restart your computer?
Okay.
And
so yes, making 100 dials a day. Okay.
Aaron, do we want Chloe to log on again?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chloe, just log on again, and then we're gonna switch over to Ryan here. So, all right, let's restart that clock. All right, Ryan, what was the most pivotal point in your career thus far?
I would say all those long hours of networking, or just doing after hours stuff, or coffees or lunches. Just starting to get new opportunities, and just developing new business that way. I'm starting to become that next person someone calls or picks up the phone to reach out to, whenever they're looking for a new bank, or making someone can I get an introduction to someone, or stuff like that. I think that has really been a pivotal moment for me, just because I know I work hard, and it feels good for someone's like, Ryan, my bank messed up, you're my new guy. So
I guess one question I have is, how do you stay so consistent with your routine? What are things about your routine that you do every day?
Yeah, I'm a big pen and paper, make to-do lists, so I starting in my day with, making those, crossing it off, and then, toward the end of the day, I start planning for the next day. And I'd say that's helped me the most. I make my spreadsheets and, with contact names and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, it's not much to it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I read an article today. Okay, it's controversial. Are you ready? It's not controversial. I'm very interested in your point of view on this, but I didn't know this. I read an article today about how, unfortunately, there was a death of a young banker in Dallas, and it's the second one in the past few months. And there's some chatter coming up about how much you have to work as a young banker, working your way up the chain, and what that looks like in the future. I guess as someone that started out as a young banker and you've kind of worked your way up a little bit, what is your thought process on that, of the culture of that, and where do you see that going in the future?
Yeah. I think on the East and West Coast, I think that might be more relevant there. I think Kansas City has a little more of a work-life balance, where, we still work hard and hustle and, get stuff done. But, I think that Kansas City, thinks it's important to go spend time, on the weekends with friends and family, or, do the things, you love, such as, golf, or, going on hikes, just getting out and, kind of doing stuff just for yourself, outside of work. But, I've seen stuff too that, banks are really starting to notice that, and how hard it is on, just younger people going through, the banking system, and that, having life outside of work is important.
Also, it's a little bit, Aaron, the investment banking and
Mhm.
private equity is a little different than on the commercial side of banking, for the audience, for what Ryan's talking about.
Mhm.
Well, I saw The Pursuit of Happiness, so I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
Yes, no, that is very, very real. And when people get into finance, real estate, or banking, sometimes that's the consequences of what you have to do in your 20s to get there.
Mm-hmm. No,
How long
absolutely.
have you been banking?
Almost 8 years now.
Yeah.
So
You've done your time in it as well. When you
Yeah,
were younger,
yeah.
what did you? I always, whenever I call you finance bros. Whenever finance bros, I always wonder when you were younger, what was like your dream job, and how much of that do you see in your current job as well?
I don't know. I just love people. So I think that, me actually being able to use my finance degree a little bit, and then, also having a sales side to it, I always just kind of wanted to do something like that. Obviously I wanted to, be an astronaut, or, professional baseball player. But, I wasn't blessed with the right genetics to go do that. But, no, banking's been a good career. It's like you learn something new every day. There's so many different companies and people and industry types, and it's, you really got to understand what's going on out in the market and the economy, and that helps you understand people's businesses better. And it's been exciting for me, and it's also been challenging, but overcoming some of the challenges have been fun too. Yeah,
I love it. Okay, look at this cybersecurity expert here. Definitely reboot. All right, based off of Ben's advice, see, live advice right here on the show. Chloe, what's been the most pivotal point in your career? Sorry.
Okay, so sorry. I literally took this at the office so that this wouldn't happen, but it still happened. So before I got to Hub, I was selling individual health insurance, making 100 cold calls a day with a bunch of guys. I was the only woman in the office. But I really feel like, I was seriously so uncomfortable every single day, not because of the men, but because of the cold calling. But I think because of that uncomfortable situation, I was really able to grow some like thick skin. And I never look back on that experience with any negativity. But because of that, I was actually on a call one day with someone that I had just looked up his number on like realtor.com, because we were basically just calling anyone to try to sell them individual health insurance. But I was able to set him up with his policy, and he didn't even think he was able to afford health insurance. So from that, I realized that I love and hate health insurance, and I'm happy to do it at Hub for groups instead of individuals now. So as far as Pivotal goes, I really wasn't at that company for very long, but it introduced me to this industry. And from there, I was actually given the opportunity and privilege to meet Scott and his business partner, Melissa Ford, along with a few of our other producers at Hub. I started interviewing and basically met with everyone in our office. And throughout like a 2-month long interview process, I started in the role that I'm at now. So I consider it, even though I've had a very short career so far, very pivotal because I found whatever I was most passionate about, and now I'm able to do it under great mentorship and in a great place.
I love that. I love that. I love that. All right, we are going to get back up on time here. Ryan, what are your 2025 goals, and how can the Kansas City community help you?
Yeah. So my personal goal was to grow a mustache in 2025. I had it all of January, and Kansas City quickly told me that a mustache was not for me.
I disagree.
Got a lot of flack around the office. So personal goal, shut down. So off to the next one. Professional goal is just to meet more next generation business owners. Just look for people that, I can just grow throughout my career, and also, just build a personal relationship with.
Now, you're that awkward age where mustaches are kind of cool, but they're not. And Chloe's at the age where mustaches have been cool. She's in college. So that's not fair to you, Ryan. So, Ryan, though, when you look at your goals, back to, your routine, is what else besides writing things down allow you to be successful?
Yeah. I think too, just, I like to just learn and ask good questions, and also, learning from my mentors, guys like, Scott or other, guys at the bank, or just other people in my network, and just asking, them tough questions, what's worked for them, how they've been successful, what challenges have they faced, what could they have done better, things like that. I like to take notes and just kind of learn from them, and put those into just my both professional and personal life.
Love that. I love that. All right, Miss Chloe, what are your 2025 goals, and how can the Kansas City community help you get there?
So outside of just getting a grip on what's going on in my career, which it's going better than I could really ask. I love being busy, so I've taken on a couple extra side quests this year. So a few months ago, a couple of my college guy friends and I started to build up a list of young, like-minded, driven business professionals in Kansas City. I really can't say that this was a creative idea at all, because I've had the privilege of going with Scott to some of his events. So like, I understood how a peer group works, and I understood the value of bringing people together in that type of setting. So the guys and I started meeting with as many people as we could. And we built a a group of 30 individuals, all in their 20s. It's called we're calling it Next KC. I really hope that name's not taken anywhere. We might need to double check before it goes too far. But we met last week. It was great. Everyone got together. Everyone said that they had a great time, and met some great people. So that's like one of my goals, is to see that group take off, and like really overall just meet people and be able to provide value to everyone that I meet as I continue to grow. But our plan is to meet monthly and really bring in some great speakers and high achieving individuals in Kansas City to put in front of this group of young people to be able to learn from and connect with. So like I said, not my own creative idea, but with Scott's help, it's really taken off, and I'm really excited for it.
So a couple things. thenextkc.com is not taken. Nextkc.com is, but there's nothing on it. So probably nobody's using it too much. right?
Cool. Thank you.
I did just a quick little search on our search engine we use, and I don't see anything under there, so I think you're good. But go by
Awesome.
that URL so you can do it. And what sort of, like you said, you're looking for speakers and types of people to come into your group. Like, what would be somebody good to reach out to you that thinks they could add value? Like, what are you guys looking for?
So ideally, I want to get as many people in front of this group as possible, as many people who are willing to share their time with a group of young people. So I'd love to start paneling leaders of like different, like specific groups. Like if a bunch of CEOs or CFOs in like the banking space like want to get together and like panel together. And then, you know, just because I feel like there's so many, our next event or our March event is actually at Big Brothers Big Sisters. We're going to have one of their C-suite people speak with us. So super excited about that one. Kind of want to do more of a philanthropic angle there because Kansas City does have a bunch of nonprofits, like great nonprofits in the area. So just trying to get as many, because I've learned so much in such a short amount of time from the mentors in my life. So just trying to get great people in front of young people.
Awesome. And Facebook, you're good. You're good on your name. I did one more quick search for you. So you're good on your name.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Awesome. Okay. Ryan, what's the best way to reach out to you?
You can call me on my number or email.
LinkedIn
too.
Call
The most important thing.
Put your phone number on the internet. That's good, Ryan. Chloe, what's the best way to reach out to you?
I'd assume LinkedIn as well.
Okay, perfect. Some people it's Instagram or TikTok, but we'll go with LinkedIn today. We want to thank you guys so much for I've got to pull up Paul's joke. Chloe, this is not on you. Paul's really it says you're on 28.8 dial-up. I don't know anything about dial-up, so
Me
you know what dial-up is?
Awesome.
Chloe, you know what dial-up is?
I don't.
Exactly.
Oh,
That ages you guys right there. So it's like back when we had to use the old phones.
Sorry, guys.
Just look it up on TikTok, Chloe, okay? All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Scott, thank you so much for being the best co-host ever. As always, thank you to Bestway International and Evardy Construction for being amazing sponsors that we love so much. We will see you same time, same place next week. And go Kansas City. 3-peat coming in. Bye.
Go Chiefs.